Indianapolis, Indiana, located in the heartland of America, has the distinction of being known as the motorsports capital of the world. Once a year, the largest single-day sporting event anywhere in the world is staged at the prestige-laden Brickyard, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Indianapolis also hosts the drag race for the world of professional drag racing, the NHRA US Nationals, at the largest drag racing facility anywhere in the world, Indianapolis Raceway Park. Hello everybody, I'm Dave McClelland, and welcome to the 31st annual running of the US Nationals. This is the race, the one with $1 million purse, the one that every drag racer wants to win. This is our 6th year of coverage by Diamond P Sports, and working with me today, as always, is my good friend, Steve Evans. Steve?
Dave, after last year's U.S. Nationals victory by Don Garlits, you and I both said, well, he'll never top this magic moment. Well, we may have been wrong, because if he can win here today, it could lead to a world championship. But there's one particular racer, Connie Coletta, an old nemesis, that wants to throw a monkey wrench into those plans. Earlier, I talked to Connie and Don. Now, he intentionally tried to get on the same side of the ladder to get you early. That's good strategy, I guess, on his part.
I don't believe that. I think he had a run of bad runs, because I saw the last run yesterday. He smoked the tires and shook.
Well, that's what he's saying anyway.
It's a good story.
Now, you had told me you were hanging back intentionally to get on the same side of the ladder to get him early. He says, baloney, Coletta's car just wasn't running well enough.
Well, that's funny, because the car run 262. We run 607. We rolled through the lights. We didn't want to run as quick. We wanted to 65, somewhere around at 565, and it's just so hard to guess doing something like that.
So you were sandbagging intentionally for strategy reasons?
Definitely, because the points championship, Don is 1,900 points ahead of me, and this is a point-and-a-half race, which is very, very critical. To even have a shot at the championship, to race him in the finals or semifinals for the next 3 races or 4 races that are left, it's impossible to beat him. So he has to go out early, and this is the best race because of the point situation. And it's a gamble, and up until a couple of months ago, the car wasn't even in contention for it, but the breaks that come out at Brainerd, also at Denver, it's changing the perspective on it.
Oh boy, this is going to be some kind of race between those two, and it's coming up in the second round of Top Fuel Eliminator. In Funny Car, the story is all Kenny Bernstein. He's leading the World Championship, could even clinch it here. He has 4 qualifying runs, all within 1/100th of a second of each other. A potential new speed record. Bernstein has done it all. In Pro Stock, well, the fans here are rooting for Indiana native Bob Glidden. He's won many times here, may well again. He's qualified #1. But look out for Bruce Allen in the rear end Morrison Camaro, and of course, the always tough Warren Johnson, the defending champion.
WJ, one to watch. For 31 years, the U.S. Nationals has been that special race. The one single race where the fans can cheer for their favorites, see some incredible upsets, and watch ingenuity in action as America's top racers try new innovations. Top Fuel dragsters have appeared like they all came from the same mold until, that is, Diamond Dave Miller showed up. Dave's car is about 10 feet shorter than any other car in the field. In the first round of racing, Miller squared off against Darrell Gwynn, who was the #4 qualifier. May have had the advantage in elapsed time, but not in the hearts of those who cheer for the underdog. Miller's car, sporting wings where none are seen on the conventional Top Fuel dragster. The engine sitting in a far different location than its counterparts. The car and driver, a question mark in many racers' eyes until he qualified with a 5:73 elapsed time. Then everyone took him seriously. Gwynn and Miller left the starting line, truly the long and the short of it. Gwynn won, but for Dave Miller, a thrill never to be forgotten, remembering his own words, "There is no anguish known to the human race as the pain of a new idea."
Well, when you've been out and out laughed at for trying something new in the Top Fuel Eliminator category, those are pretty appropriate sentiments. But nobody's laughing now, Dave. Maybe you lost here in the first round, but what a job. 5:70 elapsed times and a car about 10 feet shorter than anybody's got.
We sure have had a good time this weekend, and a lot of help from all the people, Gene Snow, Don Garlits. They've all given us a hand. I've tried to put it to good use. We would have done a little better. I guess I hazed the tires there, but I was trying to do good.
You know, a lot of people didn't think you'd come back from that horrific fire at Brainerd, Minnesota.
That was a bad one. We wanted to be at Indy. We spent 2 weeks putting it back together, a little less paint. Put together what pieces I had left, and I'm out of pistons. I had enough to do one more round. That was it.
Well, on behalf of a lot of people that are eating a little crow right now, congratulations on a good effort. And I know it's going to go better.
Much. I really appreciate it. It's the happiest day of my life to this point in my career.
The U.S. Nationals attracts competitors from throughout the world. A new face in funny car that astonished racers and fans alike is the veteran campaigner from down under, Graham Cowan of Sydney, Australia.
Well, I tell you what, Steve, this is probably the highlight of my career. Well, not probably, it is a highlight of my career. And I'm proud to be a part of this NHRA deal here. And I'm very, very proud of my country, Australia. And this is the toughest field in history. And boy, I'm just doing handstands about this deal.
Well, down under, you already have the America's Cup. Now you want the U.S. Nationals trophy.
Well, that's where that boxing kangaroo came from. That was the America's Cup deal, so we stole it off them, so maybe that's a good luck charm, right?
Good luck to you.
Yeah, thank you, Steve.
Racing Cowan in the first round was John Force, the number 3 qualifier. Cowan's qualifying time of 5.77 seconds served notice he can race with the best, and Force had to work hard for a close victory. Winning in just the last few feet, Force had a tremendous supercharger explosion that caused no injury to the driver, but serious damage to his race car. A tremendous amount of repair work now faces the Force crew to try to make the second round of racing. An expensive win for John Force. The 31st Annual U.S. Nationals is being brought to you by Ford. Have you driven a Ford lately? And by Budweiser. For all you do, this Bud's for you. And by Goodyear. Goodyear tires and Goodyear service for more good years in your car. We're getting set for the second round of Top Fuel Racing, and 2 drivers wrapped in their own thoughts. Connie Coletta trying to stop the charge of this man, Big Daddy Don Garlits, aiming for a repeat U.S. Nationals title, and he hopes a decisive move toward the World Championship. At the U.S. Nationals at Indianapolis, Indiana, this may be the most important single race of the year for Connie Coletta. As you heard him say earlier, he is trying to make a move in the World Championship point standings against the current points leader, Don Garlits. And now, in round number 2 racing at the Nationals, Connie Coletta has his chance to meet Don Garlits. Coletta has won 2 national titles thus far this season, but Big Daddy Don Garlits has won 4, giving him a points lead of some 1,900 points coming into this event. This race is a rematch of the 1984 Top Fuel Final. In winning that race, Garlits began a comeback that has been unparalleled in the sport of championship drag racing. But you have to know that Connie Coletta has his sights on gaining a measure of revenge for the loss suffered last season to this man, Don Garlits, and also picking up some valuable ground in that World Championship points chase. Garlits crew chief Herb Parks doing some work on the fuel delivery system, the injectors, making an adjustment right on the starting line just before the race. Garlits gets the word A-OK and approaches the starting line. Garlits qualified in the number 3 position, while Coletta filled the number 7 slot in the 16-car field that started competition here at the Nationals. Garlits off the line first, and he's got about a half a car length lead. It is a close race, and Garlits wins it. The crew reflecting the intense competition, 5.63 seconds elapsed time. His speed over 261 miles an hour, but Don Garlits gave Connie Coletta a driving lesson. As you can see, Garlits was the one off the starting line first. He continued to build on that advantage as the 2 cars traveled down the quarter-mile racing surface. As they neared the finish line, Garlits had extended his lead to nearly a full car length and took the all-important win.
Don, a lot of people were saying that that could be the race of the day, and they certainly were not disappointed.
It was a good race, and the car ran good. It was clean. I'm surprised it didn't run any better than 563.
Well, that's what it ran. It looked like maybe it fell behind just a little bit at the start.
Might have. It acted like it didn't have quite enough clutch in it.
Where did you make your move on him?
Right at the top of low gear.
Was there ever a time you were a little concerned maybe you weren't going to get around him or stay ahead of him?
Because it happens real quick out to low gear, you know. That's where they make. If he'd have went out in front of me in low gear, it'd have been all over.
Well, that's the one you had to stop. You get Joe Amato probably next.
Yeah. Good race.
Connie Coletta and Don Garlits. There was a lot of friendly conversation before this race. But Connie, just one second, you threw everything you had at him. He just had a little more.
Yeah, it just did. The car went out and shook the tires. We thought we had enough power to pull it through the shake, and it didn't work.
You had some fun with this one, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, I tried. What can you say? You know, you go for broke on it and do it.
And the fans thank you. I thank you for a great show. That was one car race.
All right, who run what?
You ran 5:63. You ran a little bit slower.
I see. All right, well, whatever.
A great race by two masters, Garlits and Coletta. Meantime, back in the funny car pit area, there's lots of work going on John Force's car. There's one entire crew that is concentrating their efforts on replacing the windshield in the fiberglass body. Meantime, a rival funny car crew that's already been eliminated from competition is replacing the supercharger that exploded in the round number 1 race. On the starting line, we see the 3-time world champion, Shirley Muldowney, attending her first drag race since that horrendous accident over a year ago. She hopes to be able to return to competition in 1986. Shirley is watching two racers she has competed against many times, Joe Amato and Gene Snow. Qualifying in the number 5 spot, Gene Snow defeated Hank Andreas in round number 1, while Joe Amato, the number 1 qualifier, defeated a former world champion, Gary Beck, in that first round of racing. Joe Amato is in the far lane. In the near lane is Gene Snow. A great start for Snow. A tremendous race, and Joe Amato, by less than a car length, wins it. 5.60 seconds. His speed over 252 miles an hour. That advances Amato, who is currently number 2 in the world points chase, into the semifinals. This is Dick LaHaye, winner of the Gator Nationals this season. LaHaye is racing Gary Ormsby. The last time Ormsby tasted victory in NHRA competition was the 1984 Winter Nationals. Joe Amato checking over his car after that second round win. He knows if he is to repeat as the world champion, he has got to make a move at this race trying to catch Don Garlits. But now on the starting line, it is Gary Ormsby. Ormsby qualified second, some of the best performance of his career at 5.51 seconds. Dick LaHaye qualified 6th at 5.60 and defeated former pro football star Dan Pastorini in round number 1. The crew chief on Dick LaHaye's car is his daughter, Kim. She performs all the heavy work, all the tune-up work, along with her dad. Two of the finest independent racers in the country. Another independent is Gary Ormsby. He's in the far lane. Staging into those electronic light beams across the starting line, ever so gently, and a great start for Dick LaHaye. Can he hold off Ormsby? It's going to be close, and at the finish by just a few feet, Gary Ormsby wins it. Ormsby, 5.63 seconds elapsed time. His speed over 256 miles an hour, and that's one of the closest races we have seen all day. At the starting line, you see LaHaye's advantage. LaHaye in the left-hand lane pulls ahead of Ormsby right at the start. But Ormsby, reaching deep, finds some horsepower and pulls ahead, taking the win.
Well, a lot of the pre-race talk has been about Don Garlits and Connie Coletta and Joe Amato, while this man, Gary Ormsby, has been very quietly running his quicker than any of them. Gary, you're going into the semis of 5.62.
Yeah, I need a little bit there. That was a close race.
Yeah, you were behind a little bit right at the start, it looked like.
Yeah, he may have got out on me a little bit there. I didn't want to take a chance up there. I knew I had the power, and like I said, I was getting to wonder a little bit, though, towards the end there. It was plenty close.
You know, you won the Winter Nationals a year or so ago, but the's nothing like winning this one.
Oh, I'd love to win this, Steve. It's for the guys, and they're the ones making this thing run today, so we want to win it for them and for everybody.
Right, let's go back to the starting line right now, Gary, and see who you're going to race in the next round.
Steve, Gary Ormsby will be concentrating on the next pair, but most particularly this young man, 23-year-old Darrell Gwynn. Gwynn racing against Bob Simmons, doing a dramatic side-by-side burnout. Darrell has already made it to the finals of an NHRA national event this year, losing to Don Garlits at the Summer Nationals. Here he qualified 4th, defeating, as we saw, Diamond Dave Miller in round 1. He's racing the number 16 qualifier, Bob Simmons. Bob had an easy go of it in the first round as his competition, Bill Mullins, was unable to keep his engine running. That problem started on the final day of qualifying as Mullins suffered a horrendous blower explosion, exploding into a ball of fire, creating a lot of problems for the Mullins and John Kerry crew. They worked through the night, trying to get the car back together into competitive form, but in the first round, Mullins was unable to keep the engine running, and it was a gift for Bob Simmons. He calls himself the New Englander. Simmons has got to be the underdog in this race. He is utilizing the only Donovan racing engine in competition today in the nitro-burning classes. Darrell Gwynn in the near lane. Simmons trying to keep control of his car as it heads